Okay, I think I have it set up. Hold on. I'm a little bit early, guys. Here we go. Alright. I'm a little early because I had technical difficulties yesterday, but it seems okay today. Is the color okay? Let's see here. So I'm just gonna wait because I'm a little early. I thought that I would have technical problems like I did yesterday, so but I guess it's fine. But I'm gonna wait because I know Sky is still running hers probably for another 4 minutes or so. So thank you guys for joining me. Let me make sure I'm on live chat. Okay. Alright, so I'll just hang out. So I'll show you guys. So this is where I'm at now. And yesterday we left off with the watercolor layer. Thanks, Loretta. But go pay attention to Sky. I'm just gonna sort of cover what I did yesterday. So I'm gonna be working in Myth and Magic by Kanuko Craft. And the page that I did is this lovely page here. So what I did is I just copied it onto some heavier weight paper so I could use watercolor, because unfortunately in this book the paper won't take the watercolor. Hi Pat, thanks for coming. Let's see, we still got 2 minutes to go. Hi Jody, long time no see is right. Hi Sue, hi Jopa, hi Loretta, hi Shannon. So we're gonna wait because I'm a little early. I had such trouble getting my live stream running yesterday that I thought I would have trouble today too, but I guess nobody's streaming at this time of the day. Hi Meredith. Oh my goodness. Hi Sky, are you done? I guess you're done if you're here, right? I just didn't want to do anything until you were finished. Sue. Well, right now all I'm drinking is water, but if I get really sleepy I might have some green tea. Hi Mia. Hello everybody. I'll wait for another minute or so until my scheduled time is around. But yeah, so what I did is I copied this page and I put it on Bristol. I just lightened the line art so that it's really lighter, if you can see that. So then I did a watercolor episode yesterday. Hi Nick and Tina! So I'm just going to get rid of this. If anybody asks, we're in Kanuko Crafts Myth and Magic. It's a beautiful book, but the paper, it couldn't take the watercolor I wanted to do, so. You can definitely have coffee or tea. And I have, I've made some peanut butter cups actually, so what I did is I took blobs of peanut butter and dipped them in dark chocolate, so they're in my fridge if you want those too. Hello! Let's see, did I miss anybody? Shannon, Tammy, Meredith. I don't know if I forgot anybody, but if I did, I'm really sorry. Hi, Emily. Nice to see you. I love your whip that you've been showing. Okay. Mia. Oh my goodness. So, before I get started doing this, so yesterday we did a hot mess of watercolor, and you can still see. So what I did over here is I went over it with pencil, and I'll show you guys how I did it. I left this corner just the plain watercolor that we did yesterday, so that way I could show you guys how I accomplished the softer look that is over here. Jody. Oh no. Hi Corbeth, happy birthday. Okay. So I'll show you guys how I do that. But before we get started, I've had a couple people request me show them how I restore damaged old brushes. So I don't throw out my old brushes because I know I can bring them back to life. So here's two examples of brushes that, let's see, sometimes I write the date on the ferrule. I know this one I bought when I was in college, so that's somewhere around 2001. And then this one is a little bit newer, but it's not as good quality, so it's already started to kind of like fray and come apart. It used to look like this, and now it looks like this. So, and I don't know if you can see this, but so I'm going to show you guys, you're not going to be able to bring it quite back to this shape, but I'm going to show you guys how we're going to restore these brushes. Hi, Kim. Alright, so the two tools rather that I use, there's this stuff here which is excellent. So it's called the Masters Brush Cleaner and Preserver. You can get this on Amazon, but I just get it at my local art shop because they usually have it for cheaper. And what it is it's just a little, you can see it's well loved. And this stuff here, what's great about it is it's for all types of paint. So you can see wet oil paint, dry oil paint, watercolor, acrylic, and stains. Yeah, it's unbelievable. I used to use this all the time when I was an oil painter, and I just can't ever, I always have it in stock. I usually have more than one of these. And then the other tool that I use all the time, this is actually a stain remover for your clothes. Yeah, Mia, I'm live. I'm okay. I did my yoga. I'm all right. Yeah, so I use this. I know it sounds crazy, but this is amazing. So just in general, if you're a lady who gets dirty like I do, it gets off lipstick, grease, grass stains, blood. So every woman has had an accident with their period once or twice. Well, this gets it out. Oil paint, food, makeup, mystery stains, etc. So it's meant for clothes. You can see I got it for about $5 at my local art store. This is like amazing. So let me show you. What we're going to need is a couple paper towels. And I have here two brushes. So this one here is a watercolor brush, and it's just been used so much that it's out of shape. But this one here is damaged. So I don't know if you guys can see, but up close to it here, there's a lot of dried, old, crusty oil paint. So you can only bend it like halfway now. And all of this up here is all crusty. And people are like, oh, I'm going to throw this away. But you don't have to. You can use this. So I'm going to do, I have a cup of water. I also have a little spray bottle here. I would normally do this at the sink, but because it's nighttime, it's pretty much impossible for me to do it over there. So the trick with this type of brush is that this stuff here, it will work okay, but in order to get it completely restored, I actually use this first. So I'm going to get it wet, get it really good and wet. So I'm actually like tapping down on the brush. I'm trying to get the water as deep into the bristles as I can. And this is lukewarm water. You never want to use hot water when you're using your brushes or cleaning your brushes, because it'll loosen the glue that holds the bristles in place. So if you have bristles that are falling out, it's because the glue has been loosened by too warm water. So what I'm going to do now is, now that I have it all good and saturated, I'm going to take this stain remover stuff, and I'm just going to rub it. I don't know if you guys can see this. just gonna give it a good rub and get it really like goopy. And then I just kind of rub it in until it's like good and saturated. I'll flip over the brush, rub it, and I can already feel it starting to loosen up, but you want to give it a good rub. And I'm just sort of digging that stain remover into the bristles as much as I can. So I'm kind of beating the brush up a little bit, but that's okay. Okay, so you guys can see it's like all pressed and flattened. I'm really trying to get deep down in there. And this just takes a little bit of work. But now I can already feel it's starting to loosen up. So now I'm just gonna clean that all out of there, get it really out. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's already starting. Look at how much less stuff is in there. And you can see how it's starting to bring that old paint up to the surface. So now I would repeat this process. I'll do it again and show you guys one more time. This might take a couple of tries, and this is old oil paint. So this has been stuck on this brush for like a couple of years. So that's what I mean. Like it might take a couple of tries, but this stuff is just amazing. And especially if you have an expensive brush that you ruined by mistake, you don't want to get rid of it. Hi, Charlotte. Thanks for joining me. So now I'm just going to do it one more time just so you guys can see even more how this, I'm just sort of like, I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm like pressing the brush back. Ooh, I'm sorry. Sorry. I'm just pressing the brush back and forth and just working that magical stuff into those bristles. But I'm being gentle enough that I'm not like ripping the brush apart. I think so. I think this stuff is amazing. I would give it a try before you throw anything away. So again, you can see how amazing this is. Look, it's starting to loosen it up even more. So don't be afraid if your brush looks crazy while you're doing this, because we're gonna put it back in shape with the soap. Hey, you got it, Mia. Alright, let's see how good we can get this. Now, I would probably repeat this a couple of more times and be more gentle than I am. But luckily, this was a cheap brush to begin with, so I'm not being super precious with it. But look at how much is coming out of this. This is all oil paint. Old oil paint. It's just unbelievable. So I'll just keep working that in. Alright, so let's just clean this out and show you again. So as you can tell, like, I got this at an art store, but you can get it on Amazon if they don't have it in your art store. It was $5 at my local art store, or $4.95. So hold on. And that stain remover will take paint out of your clothes too, so just read the directions on the back, because it is a specific process you have to do for your clothes. Alright. So check this out, guys. I mean, it's not perfect, but you can see the difference. And if I kept doing it even more, so now the brush is flayed because I've been really pressing it and messing with it. It's actually still got some soap in it. Hold on. Yes, amazing stuff. I highly recommend both things, especially if you get dirty and messy like I do. I am not a very clean artist. Okay, so check that out. And I would just keep doing this until it's completely fixed. but I'll just show you guys the next step because sometimes that last bit can take a while to get out. So you just have to be patient. But now what you do is once it's all kind of, you think, okay, well, now it's messed up. Oh, you want to mod for me? Sure, Nick. Nick and Tina? Here. Let's see, I'll do it right now. Like that. Okay, so now it's mostly cleaned out. You can see if we repeated the process again and again, then it would completely clean it out. But I'm just going to show you. So now I'm just going to get it good and soaked, saturated. Oh yeah, I love sound effects. You want to hear my bird call? Okay, so now look at this. This is like, you're like, what are you doing, Laura? But the reason I loaded up so much, and what I'll do is I'm just going to wipe off the excess here, is because you actually want to load the brush up. So what we're going to do is we're going to form the brush into the shape we want. So I'm just forming the brush into the shape that it actually should be. Let's see. And now we want to just let that dry. And so even though it's slightly damaged, you know, it's an old, worn out brush. You can tell by the edges. Thanks, guys. I like making sound effects. Sky, that's so cool. Oh my goodness. So what I'll do now is I'll let this dry overnight, or actually I'll just leave it alone for a couple of days. And then once I wash it out, it's going to retain that shape that I shaped it in. So this stuff is miracle as far as putting things back in shape. So I'll do it again with this guy here. We'll just get it wet. And then, oh, it had some paint in it. Whoops. Shannon. Loretta. You know, right? I love making sound effects. Okay. So again, I'm just going to wipe off any excess. And then just gently put it back to shape. Now I find rounds to be the most difficult to do this with, so sometimes I'll actually twirl the brush and that's why I wanted to show you rounds, because they're trickier to do. And again, you can see this is a really worn brush, but it's going to be a lot better. Tammy. The other ones aren't as interesting, I guess. So, cat hair. So what I'll do then is, again, I'll just leave this dry. Cat hair. Okay, there we go. I'll let this dry, and it'll have a much better point than it did before. So you can't restore it to perfection, but you definitely don't need to throw out old brushes that you think are damaged. So that's my trick. So again, you want to try both of these products. They both work really well. This one is better for heavy duty stuff. This one's better if you're just like trying to keep them in shape. What's also great is, so say you're on the road and traveling and you want to bring your brushes with you, put this stuff on and let it dry and shape it like I did, and it'll be stiff. It'll be hard, so you can't damage your brushes in travel. And then once you get to where you're going and you want to use the brush, all you got to do is clean it out with water and it's ready to go. So again, this stuff really great for brush. When you do stiff. Yes, Sue, the brushes get stiff. Oh God, guys. Good thing it's late night, you guys. Okay. I'm putting the stick brushes away. Oh, goodness. Okay. Oh, let me clean my hands too. Okay. Oh my goodness, you guys crack me up. Late night with Laura. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna get so banned from YouTube, guys. No, just kidding. Thank you, man. Oh my god. Sky. Oh my gosh, guys. Okay, I need to breathe. Okay. Jeez. Okay. So, oh, let me collect myself. Oh, me too. Me too, Loretta. I'm like, I can't even. Okay. Oh my god, Mia. Mia, just read up. Okay, angels. We're on angels, guys. So, I just want to talk a little bit about what I did today while I was watching everybody else. And by the way, thank you all so much, all of you who did streams today. I just so loved watching you. It was so much fun. So I really appreciate your time and all of the Christmas sentiments. Oh. Okay. I know, Jody. I know you guys have the potential, and okay. So what I did, where we left off, is I did a layer of light watercolor everywhere. So around the border is mostly what I did. So you can kind of see here I left it just marker. So in these, let me zoom in just so you guys can see better. Sky. Yep. Oh my gosh. Okay. So in the areas where it's slightly darker, I use this Blick illustration marker, and oh yeah, they do have a number. It's E6 Hazelnut. And this is an alcohol marker. You can use a water-based marker too. I just liked this particular color. And then for the little, so I did some outlining and some contrast with this Tombow marker 969. So all of these little doodles and stuff, that's what I did. This is what I used. And I'm just running through this so that way if you guys are following along, you can kind of catch up to me. And then around here, let's see. Aw, thank you. Tammy. And then for some light shading, you can see in here and sort of like below the marker line, I used PC 947. Right there. So that's kind of where I left off as far as the border goes. I didn't finish, but you can see I got a really good, I know, right? Loretta, breathe. So you can see I got a really good head start, and I wanted it to feel like a wooden type border. I didn't want to draw a lot of attention to it by making it super shiny or anything. And then, so in this corner here, I used two colors. I used, I am going to use glitter, but I might not have time for it today, but I do plan on using glitter on this page. So on the darker corners, I used 933. Thank you, guys. Oh, good, Sky. Happy to be your comic relief. Okay. Um, so then the other color I used is a 1079. Tammy. You guys. Okay. I know, right? I can't get a word out. Okay. So I used 1079 for some of the other areas. So I'm just gonna go right in and get started and show you guys how I went from this hot mess of watercolor to this smoother, glowier look. And I'll zoom in too so that way you guys. I know, Shannon. Stu. Oh my gosh, everything is dirty today, guys. Um, it's totally cool. So I start. So I start out. Let's make sure you guys can see. Okay. Hopefully, I have my setup okay um, for the light. This is the first time I'm streaming at night. So I'm using. I'm sorry. I'm using 933. And I'm just gonna go. Hi, Sarah. And anyone else that dropped in, Van, and I think I said Shannon already. Yeah. Gosh, I haven't done a drinking game in like 10 years. I'm such a lightweight. I have one beer and I'm buzzed. I can't even. But yeah, if you want to play a drinking game with me, you'll totally win. So, so I'm just putting this darker color just in the corners. And I just want to sort of kind of just smooth it out and also bring more vibrancy to the page. At least in these areas right next to the frame. Let's see, can you see? Sky. Yeah, me neither. Pat. I'll cook and you guys can drink. How's that? Okay. So, I don't need drinking really. I think we have just as much fun sober as we do drinking anyway. But you know, I have nothing against it. I have a drink every once in a while. I think the last time was like Christmas though. Oh my goodness. Okay. Thanks, Nick and Tina. You know, I'm getting better. I'm getting better about being anxious, but I will say, you know, for about the first year and a half of me YouTubing, there was days when I would actually have like a panic attack and be hyperventilating and not even be able to stream. So that's why you guys don't see me schedule things a lot, because I find that sometimes it's better just to stream whenever I'm like in the mood to be streaming, if that makes sense, because I have struggled with stage fright my whole life and I love teaching, so it's been something of a battle for me. And that's why I decided to start YouTubing, because I thought, well, at least, you know, with YouTube, I can turn off the camera if I get really upset or scared or whatever. But like, if you're in person, then that's really harder to do. So I am working through that though. Hopefully I will get better and better and I won't be as scared. But yeah, it's funny, once I get started, it's not bad. It's just like the initial, yeah, I mean, it's funny because Mia, I'm not like a shy person too much. Like, I'm fairly outgoing, but I don't know what it is about just being on camera. Oh, you are too, Sky. Gosh. Yeah, but you know, I'm working through it. I do try, and the more I do, the easier it gets. So the great news is that I think YouTube will eventually cure me of that problem, and I'm really glad that I'm doing it. It's sort of like exposure therapy. But in the meantime, I struggle still. I mean, it's not for someone who's just not good at being on stage, like I had a singing solo when I was a kid and I fainted. I actually fainted on stage and they never gave me a singing solo ever again. So, you know, it's just always been something that I've struggled with. I don't know what it is. Everybody has their fears, and I guess being looked at is mine or something. I don't know. It's so hard to explain. But I don't want it to control my life, so that's why I decided to try YouTubing, because I was like, you know what, the only way that I'm going to get over it is if I just do it enough that it doesn't bother me anymore. So, it's kind of a shame though, because it's really tough. Let's see. So, oh, thank you, Mia. Oh, Shannon, that never works for me. I don't know why, but, I think my imagination is too good. It makes me even more scared. Oh, my cat, because she is the happiest little thing. So what Sky was saying earlier about how cats show their belly, I don't know if you guys can tell, but look at that face. Hi, cutie. You sleepy? You're a star now. Sorry about the light, guys. You are modding for me, dear. Yes. Oh my gosh. Thanks, Tammy. Yeah, I like you guys. You're awesome. Okay. Most of the day, Charlotte, I did have to work earlier this morning, so I did miss the first one, which I will play back. But yeah, I've been trying to catch everybody's streams because I'm going to be busy tomorrow and on Sunday, and I feel really bad. So I was like, you know what, I'll just like dedicate today as live stream day and check out everybody's stuff, and it was so much fun. So you guys are all awesome. It's been so cool hanging out with all of you guys all day. Let's see. I'm missing something. That's okay, Sue. You're making me crack up. Sky, you guys. So you guys can already see how this is starting to smooth out. I'm just going to do a little bit more of this darker color, and then we're going to switch to the lighter color. Now for this I have a really light hand. I'm barely touching the paper because I don't want it super dark, and this is a really dark color. But I did want it to have this brilliance that's, that this color gets, this beautiful blue-violet color. So... Oh, should I zoom in again? Lost video. Oh, is it working? I'm back? Okay. Okay, zoom in. Yep, you got it. Whoa, too much. Like that? Or even more? Kim. I love pajama parties. I'm wearing pajamas. I'm wearing my sparkly pajamas just for you, Pickle. Look. They're all sparkly, but they're pajamas. All over. Sparkles. Pickle? Oh, good. Okay. Alright, so we're just gonna go through this bottom area here. And I'm just trying to match what I did over here to over here. Yeah, Nick and Tina is a mod now. You guys should refresh. So now I'm gonna switch over to 1079. And this is gonna be the magic color that kind of smooths everything out. So I'm gonna first go over the darker areas just to sort of not burnish, but just kind of get rid of some more of that lighter color of the paper underneath. And you may ask, like, why did I go through all the trouble of doing watercolor if I'm just going to pencil over it? But really this does save a lot of time because I don't have to work as hard to get the same color. So even though the watercolor was really splotchy and a total disaster, it doesn't matter, guys, because you can fix it. What I do is I just avoid, so like you see this area is really dark. So I'll just avoid that and just pencil around it until the color around it is brought up to that level. And you can see I'm not even being super careful about it because the watercolor underneath is getting rid of the white of the paper, so those scratchy lines that you would get if you were coloring on a white piece of paper just don't really show as much. See, it's also more forgiving. Oh, I'm using Prismas. Hey, Emily. Can you guys see it okay? I'm so sorry about the light. I usually only stream during the day, so this is, I hope my light is okay. I don't have like a really good... Alright, wait, I think I missed something. I'm sorry if I did. If I missed something, you can repeat it. Put it in caps, because I'm not good at the chat. It's so hard to do. And so I'm just kind of going over, and you can see how it just kind of slowly comes to a place where you don't even notice that the watercolor lines are even there anymore. Let's see. Yeah. All right, Pat, thank you so much for coming. Have a good night. Okay, so we've got it's all coming together now. And I'm trying to go quickly just because I know I want to show you guys so much more. So I think you can totally get the idea. Big hugs too. Good night. Oh, Mia, you want a mod too? You can tell I'm really easy with this. Okay, there you go. Oh, thanks, Jody. Yep. All right, we're getting there, guys. Oh my goodness. Okay. So pretty quick to bring this corner up to the same sort of smoothness as the other corner. I would probably go a lot longer and take even more time, but for now you guys get the idea. So that's my method. That's how I did this up here and over here and so forth. Pickle. Okay. Let's move on. just because I don't want to do the whole the background will take me the whole hour. So, and we're already halfway through. Oh my goodness. Maria, this is here. Let me show you. This is the Strathmore Bristol. It is the smooth surface only because I find it easier to use pencils on the smooth surface. But if you like a more textured surface, they have a vellum too. So I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna do the lady here because I know that's probably something that people want to see. Me too. I do love my Strathmore paper. Okay. So now we have, I'm going to use the same color that we were using in the background to smooth things out. And I'm going to go ahead and start working on this fabric. Now what I want to do is keep in mind that the glow of the moon is what's going to be creating our light source. So everything is going to be coming, all the light is going to be coming from this direction. So when I shade everything, I want to remember that. That's a really tricky angle to do. If it's easier for you, I'm going to show you a trick. If it's an angle where you're not used to doing it and you're more used to doing a top-down lighting scenario, then just simply by rotating the paper, you can then have a normal way of looking at it, if that makes sense. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to do it this way. And the reason why I suggest you do this if you're not used to doing unusual light sources is it kind of like tricks your mind into thinking it's easier than it really is. Yes, Plume. So what I would do is if you've applied a dark area here, before I get going on that, let me show you. So this area is a little bit darker than I would like. Now you can use two different types of pencils for this particular, let me get it though. Which one, where is it? Oh, here you are. So you can use, I have here the Prismacolor White, which works pretty well for most. But say it's a little like far gone, like way too dark. Then my magic pencil for this is the white luminance pencil. This guy here, that's alright, Pickle, I'm gonna show you how to do it. Shannon, you guys. So if it's only slightly too dark, then I would use the 938 Prisma White. But if it's far too dark, then I would use the Luminance White. So I'm going to show you, this right here is a Luminance splotch and not a Prismacolor splotch. So, no, I haven't. Tallywhacker? Oh, that's all right, Loretta. It just takes some time. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to gently go over, and this white is super powerful, so you don't need to use a lot, but it's a lot easier than the Prisma for this particular job. So it's really nice because what you think is a mistake in watercolor is easily fixed if you know how. And a lot of people are intimidated by watercolor, but really it's not so scary once you know how to adjust it. And I feel like it speeds up my process a lot. A page that would take like 30 hours in a pencil-only situation ends up not taking nearly as long. So, another reason why I like doing them for streams. So you guys can see it's really coming together. Does that answer your question, Vin? Okay. I think, let me see, did I miss it? Let me scroll up. Hi, Michaela. And Kim. And whoever else I missed. Welcome back, Sky. Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, cool. So that helped. So you guys see, again, I'm not gonna like do the whole background. It'll take me all day. So let's get back to this lady here. So I'm gonna just I can't talk. Yes, I do. You can find me on Facebook as lauracolorstoo and also Instagram as lauracolorstoo. I try to make it super easy. Even my email, if you want to email me, is lauracolorstoo@gmail.com. So if you're not sure, just type that in. That's me. um, awesome. Okay. Yeah, Shannon, I've taken actually longer than that to do a page. It's kind of crazy, I know. All right, so I'm gonna get started. So the light source is coming from here. So I'm gonna shade. Now, normally this would be the top and it would be lighter, but because it's being lit from underneath, by rotating the page upside down, I'm just pretending like I'm shading this object from the bottom. And that's like pretty normal. That's how most lighting scenarios are. And I want this to feel like transparent fabric, so I'm using the color of the sky where it's over the sky. And then of course I'll use different colors when it goes over different areas. But I want her to feel like an ethereal angel. I want her to almost feel like she's invisible. I think since she's a snow sprite, I'm actually going to give her blue skin, but I haven't decided yet. So that's why I'm over here on the fabric right now. So, let's see. Pickle. Yeah, I mean, now my mixed media, that's why I love doing mixed media, because the mixed media pages take shorter time because the markers and the watercolor do speed things up dramatically. So for my mixed media pieces, it can vary from anywhere from 30 hours to more like 10 or 15, which is a little bit more manageable. But yeah, if it's a pure pencil, I am just a slow snail. I take forever, so it's just kind of how it is. I don't know. I don't mean to do it. It's not on purpose. It just happens. Oh my goodness. Did I miss something? Oh yeah, the color I'm using, this here, is the Prismacolor 1079. So I know it's kind of weird to be coloring upside down, but I do this a lot, especially with tricky situations, and a lot of people ask me how I figure things out, and really this is one of my big tricks, is rotating the page so that the angle of the light source matches the typical overhead or slightly overhead angle. So like if she's lit from the side, I would rotate it this way and so forth. And that just kind of helps trick your brain into making it easier to light the situation. So I'm giving you all my secrets. Does anybody have any questions? Go catch your hands. Yeah, Loretta, that's a really good exercise too. But in this situation, I didn't have an object that was this shape. But I have a lot of years of experience with lighting things too, so I can kind of wing it. Jody. No, I love your work. Are you kidding me? Aw. You guys. I'm also just smoothing out the sky around her fabric here. Let's see. Yeah. Oh. Shannon. Oh. You guys. Oh my goodness. I had so much fun chatting with you all. It's been a really awesome day. Alright, so this fold of fabric would be casting a shadow. So that's what I'm working on here. Oh, oh, good, Shannon. Practicing skin. Why not, Sky? Oh my gosh. Thank you, Kim. Alright. I'm not good at multitasking. Okay. Back to coloring. So we've got, I might have to sharpen this. We'll see how far I can get. I like to hold out as long as possible before I sharpen. I'm such a stingy pencil owner. I don't like sharpening my pencils. Okay. Oh, wow, Michaela. You can come and cook for me anytime. Oh, I'm onto your strategy there, Sky. You're folding them crappy on purpose. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm really goofy. I haven't been up this late in so long. It's so much fun though. Oh, cookies! Oh my gosh, that's so my nemesis. Any kind of sweets, it's a problem. Oh man. So my chat really isn't super Christmassy, I'm sorry. But I did want to talk about, I just wanted to ask everybody, what is the most kindest or most generous thing that anybody has ever done for you on Christmas? If you want to put that in the chat or in the comments below, if this is finished. I just want to sort of like, all the time I'm thinking about gratitude and just being thankful for the blessings that I have in my life. And so I just sort of wanted to like see what other people, how you guys feel. Sky. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, I believe you. uh, so let's see. My most the thing that somebody has done for me that was so super sweet. I've been dating my boyfriend now for just about 9 3/4 years. Will be 10 years in October. And what was it, last year or the year before? All of the years blend together for me, but he was just so sweet. So he saw, oh yeah, it was 2017, yeah, so it was 2 years ago. He saw that I had started coloring, and I had been going through a pretty rough patch, and he knows I'm a generally pretty happy-go-lucky person. So, you know, he recognized that I was sad, and I had started coloring because I actually stopped drawing. I stopped creating my own artwork, and so when I started coloring, I was going through a rough time. And I was only using a set of 36 Prismacolor pencils that were actually vintage. I had them from 2001. And, you know, so I wasn't really a pencil artist before I started coloring, but, you know, through coloring, I sort of became attached to my pencils again. I had only really used them here and there for like art projects in school, but I never threw them away because, you know, it's not like they go bad or anything. So, of course, why would I ever throw art stuff away that doesn't need to be thrown away? So I kept them for all those years, and then when I started coloring again, I pulled out my old Prismas, and so I was using this set of 36 pencils, and it wasn't bad. I was using what I had because I didn't have a whole lot of money at the time. But you know, you use what you have if that's what you have. So I was just coloring, and he was seeing how well I was doing with my coloring pages, and just seeing how it was improving my overall mood. Coloring really did actually pull me out of a lot of. I was going through like a minor depression, basically. So coloring pulled me out of that completely over time. But yeah, so December of 2017, he bought me a full set of Prismacolor pencils. And the thing is like, to any colorist, a full set of any kind of pencils is amazing, but he knew the Prismas were my favorite, and I think he was just trying to support me and sort of have my back. And that was a really special gift for me just because I knew the place that it came from. So it was really, really sweet. Um, so let me read back. Let me see. I'm sure. Let's see, Michaela. When I was a single mom, all my money got stolen. Oh my gosh. I was distraught, and then when I woke up on Christmas morning, my porch was full from my... Oh, wow! So they returned the money to you. Oh, that's so sweet. Oh, Mia, a whole set of Pip pens. Oh, Sky, he proposed to you on Christmas. That's so sweet. Oh my gosh. That's a great gift. Um, let's see. Anybody else have something? Yeah, Loretta, I'm not good at getting gifts either. I tend to not be a good receiver. I like to give gifts. But, you know, I mean, it's just one of those things where I think we all just need to recognize when people give us a gift, even if we don't like getting gifts. It's just that they're expressing their love to us, and that's awesome. So by denying their gift, we might also be denying their show of affection. So that's what I always try and do, is just try and be super, you know, thankful, even if I'm sort of embarrassed by it or not sure what to do. But yeah, let's see. Oh, Michaela. You guys. So what I'm doing here, I'm just gonna go. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm already out of time. Is that crazy or what? Sky, can I go over my time? I didn't think I would be this awake, but I'm pretty awake. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're just gonna go until I'm really sleepy. Oh. Oh my goodness. No refunds, huh? Aww. Okay, I'm just gonna... Oh, good. I'm glad. Okay. So I just want to show you guys sort of where we're at right side up. So you can see how it's starting to look more and more transparent. Aww, that's beautiful, Van. Aww. That's a lovely thing. Let's see. um, so now I'm just going to sort of, now looking at it right side up, I'm just going to kind of bring a couple areas so they're almost like disappearing into the sky. I really want her to feel like she's part of the environment that she's in because she's a snow sprite. So I'm almost going to like camouflage her a little bit. Hopefully this turns out how I'm picturing it and it doesn't just look like she's gone. Gosh. Oh, goodness. Thank you so much for coming, Tammy. Let's see. Oh my gosh, Michaela. I hope it feels better soon. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Tammy. Once I get going, I'm okay. It's funny, it's just like the initial run-up to the show that always freaks me out. I don't know why. Once I get going, I'm okay. I think it's the coloring calms me down. But I think it's before I start coloring it, just like a bundle of nerves. Got like kitty hair on me. Good night. Alright, so that's the strategy of how I would do all of these tendrils. Now I'm gonna go, let's swap down here. Let me start. She has one leg here. Yeah, so she's got both legs. Okay, I'm just trying to figure out what's in here. I need to sharpen this guy. Thank you so much for coming, Jo Beth. I know I'm on really late. Sorry, guys. But you can catch up if you want to a later time. Yeah, Emily, I get that too. Like, if there's a technical issue, I get kind of like wigged out a little bit. I'm like, oh my gosh, I hope that this isn't like a... Oh, I'm sorry. So this color is 1017. I love this color. I don't know why. It's like, I keep picking it up all the time. Have a great night, Jo Beth. Where was I? Oh yeah. So I'm gonna go and, since this is similar to the color of the reindeer that I put down, I'm just gonna go through and kind of add this color. So again, the dress will feel transparent. Let's see. Yeah, I think so. I think we all have our go-to colors. I love this color, and I love blues and greens especially. I tend to always pick up those. It's funny because, like, I don't do it intentionally, it just sort of happens. You mean the Tombow pens, like these guys here? These brush markers? Yeah, I have a whole set of them. I love them. Here's my bag, my Tombow bag. You can tell the colors I use a lot, right? It's greens, blues, and skin tones. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I don't know if you guys can see the whole thing, but it's fine. Well, you're very welcome, Van. Let's see. Yeah, those are the ones you use with water, or you can just use them as regular markers as well. I love them. Let's see. Well, Van, drawing just takes time and practice. Most people aren't good at it right away. There's only a very small percentage of people who are actually good at it without trying. And I'm not one of them. I spent years and years and years practicing, so it's pretty normal. So if you do want to draw, don't be discouraged. Just keep at it. You'll get good. Don't worry. So again, the watercolor is really helping us out here because it's already sort of laid down a lot of this color that we needed anyway. So I'm just going through this area and just adding more shadows. Let's see. Your pants at drawing? I never heard that before, Pickle. That's great. Yeah, exactly, Loretta. Oh my goodness, you guys. Oh, I love having you guys in the chat. Thank you all so much for attending. This has been so much fun already. I didn't want to stop. Alright, so you guys see how I would do this here, and I think I will give her blue skin. I know that might be weird, but she is a snow sprite after all, so I think I can get away with it. I'm gonna go for it. Oh, thank you, Emily. I'm on the highway? What? Oh, I know, Mia. I saw her whip. I haven't seen the finished yet, so I'll have to snoop on. Honestly, I've been on YouTube all day watching you guys, so I haven't really checked out my Instagram that much today. Oh, Van, I've already packed it up. It's going out first thing in the morning. Sky. Oh, I love you guys too, Nick and Tina. Alright, she's gonna get blue skin. She might look dead. I'm gonna go for it anyway. I'm just gonna try it and see what happens. So, I don't know if you want to follow me until you see it finished. Oh my goodness. So I'm starting here at the hairline because that'll be the darkest spot. It's farthest away from the light source. I just sort of like how her hair is going to be like this goldeny brown color. I think that's the background, actually. Oh, that's awesome. I love buddy colors. Let's see. Oh, really? Oh my goodness. I can't wait. I can't wait to see it, Emily. I didn't realize you finished today. I saw your whip in, I think it was Instagram stories. And I was so blown away. I was like, oh, this is going to be beautiful. I love her work. But I didn't know you finished it. That's awesome. So exciting. So here, let me zoom in because I think... Oh, that's awesome. Thank you, Emily. Oh, you're welcome, guys. Gosh, it's an honor. I was so thrilled when Sky invited me. I was like, really? Me? Okay, that's better. Is that blurry, though? Okay. I think that'll work. There we go. A little bit easier to see. I know it's really small. I printed it out the same size as the book knowing that this face is small. I was tempted to blow it up a little bit, but I'm like, you know what? Everybody else is going to have to do it at that other size. Might as well. So here I'm not putting a whole lot of pressure. I want her skin to be just lighter than the background. Let me just get this background area a little bit more flat, smooth. And you can see I'm just ignoring those snow drawings that she has of like the dots. I'm gonna go over that later, I think with white gouache first, and then I'm thinking in honor of Pickle to do some stickles. But we'll see. We'll see if we get time for that. Oh, you're welcome, Mia. I love teaching and also just hanging out and creating art, so I'm glad that that comes through on the video. I love it. So her flute here, okay, I'm gonna rotate only because not everyone is somebody I know. A lot of them are just made up. But you know, whenever I had a friend who inspired me and I wanted to do their portrait, I just asked them if I could, and only a couple people turned me down. Everybody else said yes. So I just ask permission before I even start, and that way, if they don't want to be drawn, then there's no issue there. But a lot of them are just made up characters. I like to write little short stories a lot. So sometimes I'll just come up with a short story and I want to draw that character, so I go ahead and do that. You got it, Pickle. Okay, so let's see how she's looking. Am I in my camera? Here we go. I love your little baby that look Moana-ish. Oh, yeah, the little mermaid baby. Glitter. Always yes to glitter. I know, right? We're so happy whenever glitter comes out. How can you be upset when there's glitter on the picture? Am I back? Am I here? Hello? Oh, good. Oh, good. Okay. Phew. Oh, thank gosh. All right. I'm back. Let's zoom in again. Oh, good. Yeah, you gotta love YouTube. Hey, but you know what? I'm grateful for YouTube. At least it's a platform where we can all get together and do these live streams. We all complain about it a lot, but I think it is pretty awesome. But yeah, I do encounter a lot of technical difficulties, it seems like. Oh my goodness, that's okay. Alright, is it blurry? Or is that just me? Wait. Settings. Oh, it's okay. Is it okay? Yeah, it's okay. Alright. Now I think for her eyelashes, yeah, I want to do that. I'm going to go in with the 933. Jody, that was so much fun. That was actually a project with another illustrator, and we had so much fun doing that. Okay, we've got... And I can link her work too. Let me actually do that. Because she did a whole bunch of other ones too. Hold on, let me find her on Etsy. Where is she? Okay. That was so much fun. So, where's her? Michelle did a whole bunch of other ones too. Let's see. There she is. Alright, where is your... So if you like that steampunk cheetah, Michelle actually did a whole bunch of other ones in that theme. Yeah, Loretta, actually I have I use my Bristol a lot for mixed media, but I also have a mixed media. Let me show you. This is like a Strathmore mixed media. Oh, let me zoom out. A Strathmore mixed media sketchbook. That's so if you like fancy sketchbooks, somebody gifted this to me, but it's just the Strathmore mixed media. It's like a nice size, and it has good heavyweight paper. You know, I mean, I use it for all sorts of things, so pencil and all sorts of others, doodles and stuff. But yeah, I like this sketchbook a lot because it has like a soft cover to it. It was a really nice gift. So I like that one. If you like Strathmore, then I would suggest it. It's the same paper as their mixed media pads. It's just bound in a nicer book. Yeah, if you want something different, there's the, I like the, oh, what's it called? It's like a field watercolor sketchbook. Let me, hold on. I got it on Amazon. Sorry. Interlude. Okay. Sorry guys, I have to sign into Amazon. I was logged out. Okay. Where is it? Here we go. I'm just looking at my purchase history. Sorry. Hold on. I'm not looking at the chat. Here it is. I think this is it. Yes. How do I share this? Here we go. Okay. I think it's just this here. Copy. Yeah. Got it. I got it. So this one's a nice one too. Oh sure, while I'm doing links here. My Etsy shop, that's where I suggest you get most of my stuff because unless you're just getting my book, it's a little bit easier there. But you can also get my book on Amazon US. And that is great. There. Okay, anybody else need any links while I'm... Okay. So Loretta, there's two different sketchbooks I can recommend. One is more of a mixed media book, smoother paper. One, the field watercolor book, is a little bit, it's a cold press paper, so it's got more texture to it, but also really nice. Oh, take care, Sue. Thanks for coming. Okay, so depending on what kind of paper you like, those would be the two I'd recommend. I honestly, both of those books were both, um, you know, huge splurges for me. Normally I just, um, draw on cheaper paper, honestly. Oh, I'm sorry, Van. I'm just a self-published illustrator. I'm not actually published with a publishing company. So unfortunately, oh, I'm sorry. I think I forgot to call out the name. It's 9:33. Unfortunately, I can't be, they don't want to carry my work, basically, is what it is. It's tough to be distributed when you're self-published. It's kind of really sad, actually. Like, I tried to get my book in places like Michael's and Joann's and things like that, hoping that, maybe it would be cool to have it more accessible to people who aren't just online all the time. But there's this huge process you have to go through, and they basically don't want people like me putting their work in their stores. So, until I get picked up by a big publisher, unfortunately, I'm just stuck doing my own thing. But, I do as much as I can. I made sure it's at least on Amazon and Etsy, where most people are buying their stuff. I don't know how she got that deal, Sky, but when I approached them, they weren't interested in my work. So maybe because I'm not well known. Hannah Lynn is much bigger, much more popular than me. I'm just like, I mean, if you look at her account and my account, it's night and day. I'm not good at self-promotion. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't want it on there. I think it's probably just because I'm not well known and I don't have a following. Yeah. I mean, I just do what I can. uh, it sucks. I don't know why. I mean, what they told me is I was too small. Basically. So, Loretta, I linked it up above. I'm sorry, I closed the link already. But if you scroll up, you can see I linked you an Amazon link for the other sketchbook. It's okay, Mia. I'm just not really taking it personal. I know that, a lot of other coloring book illustrators out there have more than 10,000 followers and all that stuff, and I know that I'm just small potatoes, so I'm not really that worried about it, only because this is not my day job. I have a full-time job. I work full-time, so I'm just doing this as a hobby because I love it. I started coloring first, and then I started making books, and I just love the whole process. I love seeing what people do with my work. So it's not really about, I mean, of course I would love to make it easier for people to buy it, but it's not about me making a ton of money or anything. It's more just about the fact that I just love it so much. I would do it even if I wasn't getting paid. It's just that I have to charge something or I would be losing money. Emily. Yeah, I'm not really that upset or anything. People don't want to take risks if they're not sure if you're really, I guess they just, don't want to gamble on somebody. But that's okay. It's like I said, I don't take it personal. I'm just grateful for everything I do have. I started out my first book on Kickstarter, and it got published, funded by the community and published that way. So that's how I started. So it's always been just a community thing. I've just always, yeah, just super grateful. Yeah. Yeah, Emily, I wouldn't feel bad. I published my book almost a year ago, and people are still thinking that it's a brand new book because they're just finding out about it. So, yeah, it's tough. But the thing is, like, it's not about volume for me. It's about when I had that experience where I was really sad and coloring brought me out of it. I just wanted to give that back to other people, and I saw that at the time of me publishing my book, there wasn't a whole lot of other people doing portrait stuff, and now there's been a couple new people in the field since I published my book, but at that time it was just a couple of illustrators that were doing portraiture, and since that's one of my strengths as an artist, I love doing portrait art. I used to do, actually I still do portrait commissions all the time. I just felt like I could add a lot to the community by doing that book. So it's always just been about the whole process of seeing what people do with my work, because really that's why I do it. The collaboration and seeing like I always have an idea of how I would color something, but I'm always pleasantly surprised when I see somebody do it in a totally different way that I'm not expecting. And that's why I love coloring in general, is everybody has their own interpretation and it's all valid. So it really makes me feel like, yeah, it's just a really fun and engaging and different way of enjoying art. So, yeah. Sorry. Kayla, the thing about drawing other people's characters is they're copyrighted, and I'm super respectful about other people's copyrights. So I would never draw a copyrighted character. I mean, I would for fun, but I would never sell it as a coloring page, only because number one, you can get sued, so it's just like illegal against the law. But number two, it's also, I think, disrespectful of other artists who have spent a lot of time and effort developing their own original characters, and then it's like me going in and poaching and taking them away from, like, that character away from them. So as far as fan art goes, that's fine, but I would never actually take somebody else's character and sell it. Yeah, I do make my own characters. Emily, so what I did is I actually got quotes from 30 different print shops from all over the world. Some of them were overseas, and I just wanted to compare pricing. And then some of them were local shops, and I just wanted to see, how much I could save on the shipping. And then I also, while I got quotes, I also got paper samples. And when I got all the paper samples, I tested them all out. And that process took me a while because I tested watercolor, markers, pencils. I basically used all of my supplies on every sheet of paper. But the reason why I did that is I'm really, really picky about the paper that I color on myself. So I wanted it to be a really high quality paper. So then after I picked my top 3 paper choices that I was really, really happy with, then I went back to the publisher, the printing companies rather, and I had them quote me out for the whole cost of the book. So then once I got the quotes back, that's when I really made the decision. I was like, okay, well, I really wanted like a hardback book and perforated pages and you know, the fancy foiling and all these nice little add-ons that other books have. But when the pricing came back, it actually put the book way out of my, like, basically I'd be charging you guys $40 and I wouldn't be making any money. So it was like, what? Because the thing about printing is the more books you buy, the cheaper the cost. And since I couldn't afford to buy a whole lot of books, the price per book is actually really, really high. So in order to make that all work, I had to compromise. So I was like, well, the paper and the drawings are the most important thing about a coloring book, in my opinion. Everything else is just sort of nice to have and not need to have. So I stripped it all back and I just did a soft cover and a regular binding and didn't do any fancy foiling or anything like that. And that brought the cost down to the reasonable level where now I make a couple bucks per book, basically. So even though the cost of the book is really high, it's all paper. The whole cost of the book is just the paper. So, yeah, it's a it was quite a process, and I learned so much from it. And what's great is, so I finally picked that company. It's a local company in Philadelphia, and they do a lot of bookbinding and printing for larger publishing companies. So that's why they gave me the best price, I think, because they're already doing large quantities of work for other people. So they're just like super efficient. But yeah, it was a long process. I did all of it all by myself, like all that research and everything. I didn't have anybody helping me. And at the end of the day, though, I'm really happy with, you know, it was worth all that effort because I think, you know, it's just really, really. No, Emily, I had to print them all at once. So I have piles and piles of boxes of books, um, and I signed them all, and I packaged them all myself. So I wrap every book myself by hand and ship it out myself and all that. So basically, I'm just a one-man show. I don't have any employees or anybody helping me. It's just me doing the work. Yep. But the only way that I could get the cost of the book down is by doing that quantity of books. So if I had only done like 100 books, then again the price would be so much that I wouldn't be able to sell it. Like you guys, it's already pretty expensive, and that's just because it's 42 pages, so it's just, you know, a lot of paper. And they're all single-sided too, so that also has a lot to do with it. Yeah, Kayla, I mean, it's, every single copy of the book has nice paper. The tone tan, I think I'm going to try and bring that back for this fall, and get a couple more copies printed, but, yeah, I mean, I'm not making a lot of profit off of my book. It's not about the money for me. It's just, you know, I have to charge something or I'll, you know, go broke. uh, so you know, we do what we can. But it's a lot of fun. Oh, wait, did I miss something? What did Pickle say? Oh, yeah, 6:30 in the morning for you? Yeah, it's 1:30 for me. Oh my goodness, guys. Please go to sleep if you're tired. I'm telling you, this will be here in the morning. Um, Emily, definitely with my PDFs. Even though I don't sell as many, there's no cost. There's no overhead cost. Now, I'm not counting the time it takes for me to draw each piece. I mean, if you were to count in my time, I'm probably at a huge loss still, just because each drawing takes so long. But I'm not counting my time drawing. I'm just counting like the actual cost of the materials. So PDFs don't cost me anything to ship, or so yeah, those would be the best. If you're a new coloring book illustrator and you're watching this, I would highly recommend you just put out some PDFs and see how it goes for you. That's really a low risk way of handling it. And then, you know, if you like it and if it's going well, then I would look at doing a book. Um, Scott. Oh man. Please. Yeah. Emily, you can always try doing this. So a lot of people do the Create Space books. You can try that because that's a print-on-demand service. It's just that I don't like that paper, so I'm kind of picky. But I know a lot of artists do that. They'll offer a PDF book and then a CreateSpace book, and that's a really easy, like no risk, no cost way of handling it as well. So even though some people will complain about the paper, it's still nice for those who want a physical book. So it's just like it's tough, Em. It's really tough because there's not a whole lot of print companies that will actually do nice paper to begin with. It's, you know, it took me about, I'd say 3 months of just research and getting paper samples for me to even find the paper for my book. Let's see. Lucy, Canada. Did I miss something? No way, Belinda. Hey, how you doing? All right, you made it. And don't say you're sorry. Yeah, Pickle, a lot of people don't mind it. I think as long as you're honest that it's a Create Space paper book and then people know, you know. But yeah, it's being a coloring book illustrator, you guys, is no easy task. It's really a lot more difficult than you think. Even down to the size of my book. The printing company actually didn't want me to print a 10 by 10, which is the standard size. You know, those are the Joanna Basford size books. I really wanted it to be that size because everybody's used to coloring at that size. So I was like, hey, you know, this is what people are used to. So I really want it to be 10 inches by 10 inches. And they're like, well, it'd be a lot cheaper if you do it 8.5 by 11. I'm like, no! So, I mean, even down to the size of the book was a battle on how to make it cost effective. Do your book combine totally, or is it not recommended? I'm not sure what you mean, Van. Can you rephrase that for me? Yeah, me too, Mia. Emily, I have done a bunch of my own coloring pages. It's just on my other Instagram account. I haven't streamed on here in a while, only because, again, I get really nervous about live streaming, so I've had some anxiety issues lately and just not felt up to it, but yeah, I do plan on streaming, especially in the fall, when it's cooler and I can actually work in my studio during the daytime and it's not so hot. But, yeah, I'm aware of that, Mia. Yeah, I am doing the Disney Colorathon. You know, I'm trying to push past all this, and especially for special events with you guys, I think, you know, I'll be okay. When Sky asked me to do this, I jumped at the chance because I have never done a Colorathon before, and I just thought, you know, how cool would that be? Why not? So, all right, we're getting there. Belinda, I'm already over my time limit, so at least another half hour. But, thank you, Sky. Yeah, I mean, I've always been involved on Instagram. Instagram's where I'm, like, super tuned in, I guess. I'm always over there, always looking for people's work, and I think I follow, like, over 1,000 people at this point on Instagram, so I'm just collecting friends over there. But yeah, I'm trying to be more on YouTube, especially because I feel like video is really very fun to help people out and show people how to do things. So. Oh no, well, I'll stay on longer than that then, Belinda. And if you're driving, get off your phone, you goof. Hi, Adri. Thank you. Oh my gosh. I know, right, Sky? We were so goofy. I don't know how that happened. Oh my goodness. You're so funny. Oh my gosh, I just looked at my screen. This looks totally different in person. I think the light is really bad. Yeah, take care and drive safe. Do not text and drive. I'm not worth it. Okay. Alright, so where were we? I don't know where I was at. Okay, I'll just keep going. Sorry if I'm jumping around. It happens. Pickle, I know. I'm gonna get so many comments later, like, you guys. Oh my goodness. That's alright. It's cool. I can handle it. I can get hate mail. That's fine. Yeah, Emily, it's funny. I'll take a nice photo of this tomorrow and and share it. Sky. Oh, don't worry, Emily. I already get hate mail. It's great. I just learned to ignore it now. At first, it used to bother me a lot, and now I'm like, whatever. You don't know me. You don't know who I am. So I don't let it. I try and let it roll right off. Yeah. Yep. Sometimes. Yep. I've had people tell me that I shouldn't sing because I'm a terrible singer. That actually put me off of singing on my channel for quite some time. I had somebody say that I don't color correctly, that I don't use small circles. Somebody said I should sharpen my pencils more often. There's all sorts of comments I've gotten over the time I've done this channel, but at first it was like debilitating, but now I'm just like, you know what, you don't know who I am, you don't know, you know, like all those people who are making those comments or emailing me or whatever, they haven't spent any time with me or gotten to know me, so I try just to ignore that kind of stuff now. If it's constructive and helpful, then I'll listen to it, but if it's just being negative for no reason, Jody. You know, I don't know why I don't know why people do it. Like at first I tried to like, you know, you think about it, like it bothers you and you think about it, like why would somebody do this? But I've realized that I really, like me personally, I would never ever write that kind of thing to anybody. So I think it's just like hard for me to even comprehend why somebody would go through that. Like go through the trouble of like telling me what they hate about me. But you know, I'm not gonna please everybody and I can't please everybody. So I have to be myself and that's it. So it took a little bit of time for me to really get over it, though. Oh, thanks, Nick and Tina. Yeah, Emily, it really is. That is what it's for. Yup, Sky, it's just, you know, it's like, whatever. I don't know. I don't understand why you would do that, but, yeah. The one lady who said that I was a terrible singer, she also called me, I was being not inclusive, which I thought was really funny. I was like, what? So people go out of their way to also make like really sophisticated insults, which is even better. Yeah, I think you're right. It's okay. Alright, so this is getting there. I should do under her elbow here. Well, don't even worry about it. They're just jealous or wrong or whatever issue they're dealing with that day, they took it out on you. Yep, you just go ahead being your shiny self. Don't worry about it. But yeah, anybody out there who's dealing with hate mail or starting up a YouTube channel and feeling like people are picking on them, just remember, like, you're never ever, no matter how nice or awesome of a person you are, you're never going to appeal to everybody else in the world. There's just too many people who are different, too many different personalities out there. So don't take it personal. Try and just, especially if they don't know you. If they're a complete stranger and they're just sending you hate, you can just say, yeah, whatever, and just keep doing your thing, because, yeah. Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it, Emily. And I think sometimes even bullies are just hurting themselves. Like, they're in pain and lashing out at whatever is in front of them, even if it's something good. So it might not even be that they're jealous. It just might be that they're having a rough day and they're taking it out on you. And I'm not saying that's right or anything, but I can understand, how that happens, if that makes sense. Yeah. Yep, can't be everybody's cup of tea. Oh, don't worry about it, Loretta. Even if somebody does say something, I've had plenty of people say something to me too. It's fine. Alright. Let's see. It's okay. Another thing that I try and think of it as is like a growth experience. I'm such a sensitive and kind of like I let things get to me sometimes. So like trying to kind of push past that and not let things get to you, I think it's like a good personal growth thing. So I have gotten a lot more thicker skin over time, just from experience, like, having people say mean things. So, yeah, Pickle, you're great. Everybody here is awesome, so even if you have haters, just remember you also have people who love you too, like us. So don't worry, we gotcha. Aww. Well, everybody's gotta say something, I guess. I don't know. Honestly, I'm just here for fun. I'm just here to enjoy myself. I'm not about to say anything mean to anybody, because there's no point in that, I think. But I know some people just are dealing with a lot, or maybe they're going through something, or it's really hard to know like what somebody's dealing with. So I just try and even with my haters, I try and just be a little bit more generous and say, who knows, maybe they had like a really awful week or something, and what they would normally never say came out of their mouth, What? Whoa. Did the kitty get in the paint? Oh no. Sky. I agree, Emily. I think empathy is a much overlooked personal skill, or whatever you want to call it. I think I could probably use maybe a little less empathy, because I tend to cry at silly commercials sometimes. Does anybody else do that? But, yeah. Oh no, Sky. Well, at least it's watercolor, so it should come off okay. Did you try like baby wipes or something? Like those unscented baby wipes are pretty good for that. Well, you too, Emily. I hope that answered all your questions. And thanks for joining. Alright, I'm gonna try and at least finish her upper torso for you guys. Uh-huh. Yeah, good luck tomorrow, Emily. Yeah, that's exactly it, Van. I feel exactly the same way. It's usually like I feel more like sadness for them than anger, you know, for my own self. Because if somebody's really being mean, then they can't be having a good day. Yeah, everybody else. So if you have a channel and you know you want to promote it, go ahead and put 3 hearts in the chat, and that way everybody can click those 3 dots when they hover over your name and go to your channel and subscribe. So go ahead and put 3 hearts in there if you want people to follow your account. There you go. Everybody's doing it. Okay. Because we're a big family here. Let's all subscribe to each other. Yay! Okay. Alright. Pickle. You go for it, girl. Alright, I'm gonna start, I'm gonna move back to, I'll continue all of this all the way through, but I want to sort of show you a finished up version. Oh wait, I forgot her hands. Hold on. Sorry, switching back before I get there. Sorry. My bad. Man, these are so tiny, all these little details. Thank you, Loretta. Sparkle Queen, yes, that's our pickle. Sparkle Queen for sure. Okay, so now I'm switching over to 1079. This is Prisma still. And I'm just gonna do her hands here. Oh, what did I miss? Thank you, Mia. Yeah, I haven't burnished anything, so I can lighten it up if I need to. But I think we'll be okay. We'll see. We'll see when we're done. Alright, so now I'm going to go back over more of the skin that I want this softer color. This will push it back in space. Darker colors will push things back, and lighter colors will bring things forward. Let's see. Welcome back, Nick and Tina. Let's see. Did I miss anything else? Nope. Aww, thank you guys so much. Thank you for hanging in there with me all this time. Okay. see. Thank you, Adri. Oh, well, that's good. She needs her beauty rest. Let's see. I'm normally going to get up in 3 hours. So, but I don't know why I'm so not tired. I think it's because I had tea to keep myself awake, and now I'm like totally wired. I'm not used to having caffeine that late. It worked. Then it can vary anywhere from 10 to about 30 hours depending on the detail and what media I'm using. Oh, that's great, Pickle. I'm glad you're happy. Uh-huh. Let's see. Did I miss anybody? I don't think so. Good. Okay. Sorry, I'm terrible at multitasking. Also now just jumping around randomly. Okay, back to the lady. Let's see. Is it normal? I do teach private classes, but that's a lot different when it's one-on-one and it's just me and another person and we're just basically creating art together and I'm helping them out. Totally different than this sort of setting where it's a lot more people and more nervous, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I've had an awesome time with all of you. Thank you for those of you who have streamed, and for those of you who have just hung out all day with all of us. Especially those of you who have stayed up super late just to hang out with me. I really, really appreciate it because, yeah, it's just so much fun. Pickle. Oh. Let's see. Let's zoom out and see how she's starting to look here. Sometimes it helps to kind of take a step back. Yeah, I think I'm glad I did her skin blue. Let's see. What else? Aw, thank you guys. I love you guys too. Aw. Well, it's almost 2 hours. Is there anything that you guys want me to show you before we go? My plan is I'm going to make her hair like a golden brown color, and I'll finish off the deer with some browns. And then I'm going to put this white gouache as snow all over the background, and then I'm going to finish off by adding the stickles on top. So I think that's my plan. Hopefully I'll get it done soon so that way I can post it on Instagram for you guys. Pickle. Yeah, I like autumn. I don't normally mind summer, but this summer has been so hot. So hot. Thank you so much for coming, Van. You're welcome. Thank you so much, Maria. Yeah, so I'll smooth out the rest of the background. I'll finish off the frame and then, you know, just finish it. Finish any details. All right, well, if nobody has any questions, I'm going to go. But I, again, just really, really loved everybody being here. And thank you so much, guys. And Sky, if you're still there, thank you for inviting me. This was a lot. I can't even explain. It's been so much fun. So, yeah. Good night, Mia. Thank you, Adri, for coming. Me too. Me too. And I'm glad I made some new friends today. So thank you all so much. And don't forget, I'm going to post tomorrow. I won't be able to attend. I might pop in here and there, but there is the schedule for the rest of the time this weekend. So don't forget to check out all the other colorists, even if you just, you know, play it back and hit the like button afterwards. Yes, let's all support each other and make sure that we all give each other all the thumbs ups. So yeah, Maria, totally cool. Like, I think that colorists are the coolest part of the art community because we all are collaborating together and we're all sharing ideas and tips, and it's one of the most open and warm communities I've ever experienced. And I've been in the art community for a really long time, guys, so I just have to say what we have here in the coloring community is so special and unique, and I'm so grateful to be here. Like, thank you so much for just interacting with me and you know, liking my stuff and all of that. I can't even express how beautiful that is, so thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Nick and Tina. All right, guys, have a good night, sleep well, and I'll try and pop in as much as I can tomorrow for everybody else. All right, bye. Mwah! Oh, wait, I have to figure out how to stop this. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, the little X.